Good morning, campers. Just left the hostel, had a good breakfast. It was a great stay. They kind of push the local restaurants downtown versus big store names like Walmart and McDonald's and stuff like that. But it was a good time. Got a good resupply. Pack's heavy. Should have some water at reasonable places up here, so that's going to offset not having to carry as much water. Oh man, big fences. They say that animal research, things like that, and the government, and they just don't want you in those areas. So kind of cool. A lot of different types of industry out here, I guess. Was gonna go 10 miles to a shelter, but reports are a lot of copperheads there, and it is gonna get hot. So I think, looking at the staging after talking to some people that just did this section, I'm gonna go ahead and go 15 miles today and then cruise through the roller coaster and come into Harper's Ferry in style. Last night we had a father-daughter team that came from Harper's Ferry to the hostel that we were at, and she was quite talented with the guitar, and so I sat back and enjoyed her music. And they were just doing a section hike and they're headed home, and so they gave me a lot of good advice about the section up here. They said this, I just passed Mosby's shelter, and the next one up here is definitely loaded with copperheads, and it's documented. It's got a lot of snake issues, so I'm probably just gonna go ahead and pass that one up. And that's only 10 miles in. I think I'll go 4 more or something to another shelter, whiskey something another. So we'll get there probably around 4 or 5. We'll see how that goes, but the sun's coming up, coming through the trees. The birds are singing, saw some squirrels, and it's gonna be another beautiful day on the trail. It's gonna be hot later on this afternoon though. Just came across Ray's Rhino. Just got to see it in there. So just came up on the Jim and Molly Denton shelter, and it looks like the trail continues north here. Not gonna stay there. I actually debated about coming up and staging and kind of changing up how I went through this section, but it added an extra day on. So we're gonna crush it today and get a good start into this section. The trail is really pretty through here. It's been well manicured. Out here in this little field, walking just past a bench somebody put there. The breeze feels good though, but man, you can feel that sun and the heat today. Woo! Just came up a little bit of a climb there from the river. Got some water just to splash and dash. There's gonna be another one on the other side before another big climb, so that should be the last major climb for the day, but it's still quite a few miles off. So cool deal. We're clipping these miles right off today. A lot of neat plants out here. So many berries, and they're going to be ripe one day, and somebody's going to come through here and just gorge on them and be pooping berries just like a bear. Coming down a rocky portion of the trail. Got some big boulders over here. At least the trail's cleared up here a little bit. It was kind of a pretty watch your step type trail back there, and a lot steeper down. It's getting a lot better. Looks like we got a switch back here. Hitting quite a few of those today. And coming up on a set of railroad tracks here. No train coming. Pretty neat. Definitely can hear a big highway up ahead. I'm wondering if we cross it. I hadn't even really looked at the maps on that. I know we cross a road, so it may be a pretty good sized highway. But you can hear the big trucks on it. There's our white blaze as we go underneath this bridge. I'm sure there's been a hiker or two sleep up there before, especially if it was raining. Player there, another hiker got a free Gatorade there on this bridge over this little river. And we got a little climb. There's this creek about 0.3. I'm gonna top off water there and then go climb this big mountain up in front of us here. All right, let's go do it. So this is the trail and the water source right before the shelter, and we'll be looking for the shelter up here after we get through these boulders. Time to put the camera up and climb some boulders. So we're here at the intersection for Whiskey Hollow Shelter. 0.3 down. Get to walk that back up tomorrow morning. That's okay, I got a low mile day tomorrow. Whew. So this is Whiskey Hollow Shelter.